Hi, I'm Laura Lowe, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw notes on the staff. My piano students love being able to draw notes on the staff for themselves, but just like learning handwriting, there are some little tricks to learning how to draw those notes on the 5 lines and 4 spaces of the staff. So let's get to it. We're going to learn about writing notes on the staff. I'm going to start just by drawing a treble clef. I love to draw treble clefs. There we go. And let's talk first about the shape of notes. I'm not going to put them on the staff yet. I'll just put them down here. Notes are always shaped either like D's or like P's. They are never shaped like B's or Q's. So if the stem is going to go up, it goes up on the right side of the note. If the stem is going to come down, it comes down on the left side of the note. All right, let's put some up on the staff. If I'm going to write a space note, I want to fill in that space completely. Now, I'm not happy with that one. You know why? It's too big. So it's gone over. So I'm going to try again. It's just like handwriting. It takes practice. And there, it's kind of hard to make a good circle with a mouse, but that's not too bad. And I'll make him a D note. I'll explain why I chose to make him a D note in a minute. But that's a good space note because it touches the top line, the line above the space, and the line below the space. Now, if I want to make a line note, I have to be careful not to make it too big, right? I don't want it to be so big. That's a messy one, but that's okay. I left a little space. If I made it too big and it came down and touched that, then it would be kind of hard to tell which note I meant for it to be. Is it this line note or is it the note in this space, right? So I have to be careful that I don't make it too big. I need a gap between the top of the note and this line, and I need a gap between the bottom of the note and this line. Okay, now let's learn when to make them D's and when to make them P's. This line, I want you to imagine this middle line, the one right in the middle, is the surface of a swimming pool. We're at the pool now. And this is the surface of the water. If your head is above that line, your head's out of the water. But if your head is below that line, your head's in the water. Now, if I draw this note is going to be a D for diver note. Why is that? Because his head is below the water. His entire head is below the water. And any notes down here will also be D notes. I'll get that box out of the way. All of these notes are D notes. Now, remember, this is the surface of our swimming pool. If the head of my note is above the surface of the water, he's a people peeker. He is a P note. This guy, I'm going to give him a little I. He likes to look around at all the other people at the swimming pool, and his head is above the water. His body's going down into the water. So if his head is above the water, he's a P note. He's a people peeker. All of these are people peekers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. What if that note is right on the surface of the water? Right here. What if he's this line? Well, that note has his eyes above the water. The top part of his head is above the water, so he is a people peeker. He's looking around at all the other notes. Now, there's another thing I want to talk about, and that is how to space them out so that they look neat. So I'm going to put in a little time signature here, 4/4. So we know we're going to have 4 beats in every measure, and I'm going to go ahead and create our first measure. All right. Now, let's say you want to put 4 quarter notes in this measure. 1, 2, that's a quarter note. 3, 4. Do you see a problem here? Do you think that's okay? Is that a good way to do my measure? It kind of looks like I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and have a big weight between 3 and 4. But we know that's not how beats work in the measure, right? So if I wanted to put 4 quarter notes in a measure, I would like to space them out evenly so they look like they sound, right? So I might put 1, hard to draw with a mouse, 2, make sure I get down and touch that line, 3, he's kind of funky, 4. So now my notes fill that measure up and they look like I expect them to. I'm going to come down here to this one this time. And what if I had a half note and then 2 quarter notes? Let's try that. Well, what I'm going to do is, since my half note lasts for 2 beats, I'm going to leave a little space after him. And then I have my beat 3 quarter note and my beat 4 quarter note, right? That's just a nice, neat way to do it so that I don't have a whole bunch of notes bunched up together. I always like to go ahead and draw in my bar lines before I draw the notes, and then I space my notes throughout the measure the way they're going to sound. Okay? Well, I hope that's helpful for you in learning to write notes on the staff.